Hi guys, Nerdy Perkins here, bringing you my review for My Hero Academia, Chapter 94, Directives and Designations. So this was a great chapter to wrap up the final this big battle between All Might and All for One, and we kind of get the motivation behind All for One's plan to have this battle take place. He seemed to want to taunt All Might, obviously, and also show off the fact that he has basically taken All Might's former sensei's grandson under his wing, and to basically craft him into the new All for One. I'm very curious about what type of preparations All for One has set up for Tomura, T-O-M-U-R-A, Tomura, however you say it. Because, I think I've said this in previous reviews or previous things, that I think that all the hands that Tomura has all over him are each imbued with different abilities. How he can actually, use those, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we've ever actually seen, his wrists to see if maybe he can, swap out hands. I'd assume that his base quirk is the, ability to, dissolve things, basically, make things corrode. So I'm very curious what exactly... I just really want to know what the hands do. Because I don't know if All for One can pass on his full powers to Tomura, however you say it. We do know that he can pass powers, because that is how the One for All was created. He passed basically a strengthening quirk to someone who he believed to be quirkless. And basically whoever he transferred it to was not in fact quirkless. They had a quirk that allows them to pass their quirk on. So it would have been useless unless it was paired with another quirk. And now that's how that was all created. So I'm very curious to see if he's passed certain abilities down to certain people, or if he has some plan laid out to basically help this League of Villains in the future. He may also just escape. So we also saw that he's been taken to a prison, and we learn a bit more about what his condition is, which is he is literally blind. His face is probably just completely destroyed. And he has to use an infrared quirk, and probably a quirk that enhances his hearing to allow him to basically function and stay sane, because it seems like otherwise he would not be able to see or maybe even possibly hear without those quirks. But anyway, we do see that he is in a prison, the same prison as Stain, so that, I think it was Stain, I think that was his name. So I'm curious whether, there's a reason for that. I'm sure that will come back at some point. But anyway, the imagery in this the imagery in this chapter was fantastic. We get callbacks to the flame and the All Might over the fire, that the symbolic fire of his power. So that was really cool imagery, and we just get All Might with his hand up over his head, and All Might pointing, and we see him in his outfit, which is just really baggy. It's really good, really interesting, good imagery. And we learned that All for One's plan was basically to keep him from fully training Deku, from really giving him all the information that he needs. Now, we have yet to see what exactly All Might's condition will be after this. My guess, if I had to make a prediction, would be that he's not dead. I think he'll still be alive, but I think he will not be able to use his quirk anymore. Or at least he will only be able to do it in maybe like, you know, like minute or two spurts. He won't even, I don't think he'll be able to even get like a full hour's use out of it. I think he's probably basically done as All Might. But I don't think he's dead, but who knows? We may learn otherwise in the next chapter. But yeah, and Deku said basically what I was thinking about All Might saying, "You're next." And it's basically that to everyone else, it's probably like, oh, he's like threatening all the other villains that could be coming out, that, you know, you're next if you decide to act out. But Deku's like, no, that was basically for me saying that, like, it's your turn now. Like, I'm done. Like, there's nothing else I can do. So this is really like, this is what, if we want to call things sagas in this, I would say that this, because I think you have like the establishment saga, which would be like what we're getting in this first season of the anime, and probably up through the tournament that they do, the UA Sports Festival. And then I would call from that point to this point, like Villains Rising, something like that, like just the rise of the villains. And then I think this would most likely start what would be a new saga. So for those of you who don't really understand what I'm talking about, like many people kind of break up certain anime and shonen into arcs and sagas. Arcs being like one major story arc basically, and sagas being like how those kind of multiple arcs kind of pair up into one grander story. So yeah, I would say from when Stain gets introduced, so when they all go to do their like personal basically their internships, on to this point would be one saga that is like basically villains on the rise, because I think that really works, because you have Stain being established, you have all the villains who are inspired by Stain and coming to the forefront, and attacking the summer break camp basically, and then this is a direct response to it. So yeah, so this is a great way to end that and open up to this next generation saga, how I'm going to call it for right now. I don't know if anyone has official arc or saga names written out at this point. But yeah, I'm going to give this a 4.5. I think it was awesome. I just don't think it was quite as good as last chapter. But it was still fantastic. Great read. Gets me excited for next week. That's all I really have to say for the moment. If you have any thoughts on this chapter or anything that I may have missed, please leave a comment down in the comments section. I would love to hear from you guys. You can give this video a like if you liked it, if you agree with anything I said, or if you just, liked it in general. And you can subscribe to my channel for more My Hero Academia content. I've been doing live reactions and reviews of the chapters every week, as well as the anime reviews. And you can find me on Twitter at nerdy_Perkins, and some other places down in the description below. And you can, yeah, that's it. I don't know what you can after that point. You can go do whatever you want. But yeah, that's it. Until next time, guys, stay nerdy.